SAFM, South Africa's news and information leader.
Thanks, Nancy. Journalists vow to fight until the info bill is scrapped and Environmental Affairs Department approves a multi-billion rand gas exploration project. Good afternoon. With only less than an hour before parliamentarians vote on the Protection of State Information Bill, journalists in Johannesburg have vowed to fight until the bill is scrapped. The bill will finally be put to the vote in the National Assembly this afternoon. Edwin Ntidi reports.
A group of journalists dressed in black and carrying placards gathered outside Lituli House in Johannesburg this morning in opposition of the bill. Their message was clear.
That it's going to be an ongoing, endless fight.
If it's passed, it will limit our freedoms. It will limit our capacity to investigate corruption.
In Soweto, a handful of people carrying placards reading Stop the Secrecy Bill converged outside Hector Peterson Square. And in Cape Town, protesters are gathering at the gates of Parliament. The media says the bill only seeks to muzzle the press, nothing else. The ANC has labelled those opposed to the bill as selfish. Edwin Ntidi, SABC News.
Presidential spokesperson Mac Maharaj has accused the Mail and Guardian newspaper of criminal behaviour. Addressing the National Press Club in Pretoria, Maharaj again dismissed allegations that he was involved in bribery with regard to government tenders. He says he will continue to maintain his innocence with regard to reports by the Mail and Guardian alleging that he received secret payments from a French weapons manufacturer. Maharaj has laid charges against the weekly newspaper after it printed an article relating to these issues. He says the newspaper is guilty of criminal behavior because they're in possession of information that he gave to the Scorpions several years ago, which was done under promise of confidentiality. He's confirmed that he's not yet approached the National Prosecuting Authority to inquire about the so-called leak.
I have evidence of criminality by the media, Mail and Guardian. Those facts that it has were part of the facts because it is an application made by the Scorpions to the Swiss courts to obtain information. So it's all there, the Scorpions had it. And they arrived at a judgment in that comprehensive issue. Now you come back, but now I have a trail, evidence of possession.
Maharaj has meanwhile supported media freedom and the freedom of expression as enshrined in the Constitution. He's come under fire for trying to stop the Mail and Guardian from publishing the story. He has, however, accused the media of double standards.
Media diversity and freedom of expression are absolutely essential to a vibrant democracy, and that without this, one cannot even begin to think of an informed public engaged in shaping the nation and our country.
The Department of Environmental Affairs has approved a 12 billion rand gas exploration project for Petra SA off the Southern Cape coastline. Petra SA spokesperson Thabo Mabaso says Project Ikwezi will sustain operations at the Mossel Bay plant beyond 2013. He says more than 2,000 existing jobs will be maintained.
It basically means we now are firing on all cylinders as far as this project is concerned. It then means that we can confidently move ahead and most importantly, we'll meet our targets as far as this project is concerned.
More gruesome details about the murder of 23-year-old Michael van Eck have emerged in evidence heard today in the Circuit High Court in Virginia in the Northern Free State. Head of the Department of Psychology at the Free State University, Daniel Lowe, said it was one of only a few cases in the world in which parts of a corpse had been skinned after a murder. The accused are a Welkom couple, 20-year-old Shane van Heerden and her boyfriend, 24-year-old Martins van der Merwe. Lowe told the court that after evaluating van Heerden for nearly 2 days, his initial impression was that she came across as the average girl next door. He says van Heerden denied that the murder was committed for sexual gratification. According to her, Satanism had not played a role in the murder. Lowe says she had psychological disorders, but that he could not pin this down to a specific disorder. Van Heerden admitted her guilt, but did not feel remorse. Further afield, a Russian Soyuz spacecraft has landed safely in Kazakhstan, bringing 3 crew members back from the International Space Station. The 3 astronauts from Russia, the United States and Japan spent more than 5 months on board the space station. Their replacements, 2 Russians and an American, arrived at the ISS on the Soyuz on Wednesday. The Soyuz is now the only means of reaching the ISS after the U.S. ended its shuttle program earlier this year. This is how the American space agency NASA described the landing.
This is Mission Control Houston. The visiting vehicle officer has now confirmed that the Soyuz TMA-02M spacecraft has landed on the central steppe of Kazakhstan. Sergei Volkov, Satoshi Furukawa, Mike Fossum home after 5.5 months in space.
Recapping the top story, with only less than an hour before parliamentarians vote on the Protection of State Information Bill, journalists in Johannesburg have vowed to fight until the bill is scrapped. Play your parts for COP17. Today's SABC Green Tip is, instead of presenting cut flowers, give your date a potted plant that he or she can keep alive for much longer. Plant some love and save the planet.